How do you like my background? I was inspired to do something summery since we are in summer, and I am still on the couch. I'm filming on the couch, but I've got this lovely background behind me, kind of very sunny. Anyhow, welcome to the show, everyone. Nice to see you. This is the last episode of season 7. So we're gonna take a short break for a couple of months, as usual. If you're a regular viewer, you know we do that, and then come back with season 8 and more amazing, inspiring, fun, interesting guests that you should know or you want to know. So, your host here, Antoine, and with me is my let's call him co-host. He likes that. My co-host, little cowboy, Jalen Hall, Elhashem. Um, Today is a very special treat and topic for you. Not usually what I have on the show. Usually it's more on the entertainment side or creative artsy side. But we are going to be doing sports today. Myself, I'm I'm I am athletic. I If you say let's go toss a ball, I'm all for it. If you say let's go swimming, sure, workout, sure, but I'm not an athlete. I gotta admit that I don't understand it really, and I don't watch a lot of sports, but I know I'm not competitive by nature. That's why. So I don't understand competing in sports and that sort of thing, but I understand the value and the camaraderie and the fans and all what happens in sports. I also know that it's a challenging topic for a lot of us in the LGBTQ community, because a lot of people have a hard time when in school, in gym class. A lot of our worst memories are in gym class or being put down for not being athletic enough by family or teachers or what have you. And when you get into sports, a lot of the community are usually worried about coming out and or their personal life being brought to the public, that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, we can talk about it. And who but best to talk about that other than multi-Olympic medal winner Mark Tewksbury? Yes, we have Mark Tewksbury on the show. So let's chat with him and see what he's been up to and get to know him and see what his thoughts are on the topic. And welcome to the show, Mark.
Thanks, Antoine. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. How's your day?
It's been pretty good. It's actually super hot in Calgary, one of those rare days we go above 30 degrees.
I was
So
going to say,
I,
where are
I get
you
to get
these days?
outside later.
So you are in Calgary these days. I
I'm
didn't
in
know.
Calgary these days. I sure
Cool.
am.
Very nice. I love your background.
Oh, thank you. I'm in my living room, and
Yeah, lots of
my partner and I
beautiful
both
art.
like to collect art. Yeah, thanks.
Beautiful art. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a long time, but with your travel and schedule and it being in Toronto when we used to film live would have been a challenge. So this year, while it's devastating in the pandemic, it has enabled me to interview people that I've wanted on the show for a long time because of the virtual nature of this year. So finally, we got you here.
It's great.
You're a busy guy. I was having a look at all what you've been doing. I'm just going to start by saying for anytime you need, guys, any updates on Mark's current projects, you could just visit his website, marktewksbury.org. I'm going to run through a bunch of things you're doing and just talk about each of those.
Okay.
Let's talk about Belong,
Yeah.
your one-man show. Tell me
Yeah.
about the
So
show. Tell me what's happening with it. Where can we see it? All that stuff.
Well, so it's been a wonderful project. It started in Toronto, actually, a show called 50 and Counting to celebrate just my 50th birthday and the 20th anniversary of coming out. I did it at
Okay.
Buddies in Bad Times, and it was just a vanity project. I sold tickets to friends, and it was really fun. But it evolved. It evolved into this project called Belong. One of the stories was called Belong, and
Okay.
it's just that challenge we all face with feeling comfortable in our own skin and finding community. And what's that breaking point? Am I willing to compromise myself to belong, or do I need to own who I am and belong to me? Because before that, can I really belong anywhere? So that's kind
Yeah.
of what the
Very
what the
nice.
play is
Right.
about. Yeah, it's fun. And so it ran its course. It had 2 runs in Calgary,
Okay.
and then I was ready to sort of pack it up and say that was wonderful. It got somebody wanted to develop it further at a theater company here in Calgary, Theater
Okay.
Calgary, and I started that process, and I just decided I didn't, for me, I didn't need to do that. The project was what it was. I didn't need
Okay.
to dive any deeper anymore.
Okay.
I've looked at when I was 14 long enough. I want to live my life again. But that being said, a theater company in Regina saw it when it was running in Calgary, and they would like the same show I did at that time to come to Regina when the world opens again. So that's kind of fun. It's going to have another kick can. And
Uh,
Antoine, my favorite thing is it has a school version. I did a school tour. And so we're going to make a film of that and make that available to school
yeah,
boards across the country. So that's going to be
very
super cool.
awesome. Good for you. That's okay. That's the mention where it says on the bio that it's coming to new markets. So you're getting somebody else redeveloping it. Beautiful.
Regina is the new market. Look out, Regina.
Congratulations. uh, Queer Queries. That's another thing you're involved in. It's a series on
It's
YouTube.
yeah, it's just on my channel. I do 3-minute episodes, and it's called Queer Queries, the questions sometimes even gay people don't know the answers to. So I tackle everything. And then I do a version for the corporate world where I add, and straight people are too afraid to ask. That's the other part. So it's a big hit. It's just was fun. But I do things
You're
like, what
getting me
does
curious now to
LGBTQ,
watch it, actually.
yeah, what does LGBTQ plus stand for? And
Okay.
what is the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, Transphobia? And what's the Day of Pink? And why do you have a pride parade? And all
Okay.
those questions we get asked, you know?
Um,
And I don't know sometimes. So it's been fun to do.
do you answer them yourself, or do you bring like expert
No, so far I'm just doing them myself. I'm
just
kind of doing
yourself?
little riffs. So I do like a little bit of history, a little
Okay.
bit of a personal inspirational story, and then a question back to the audience.
Very cool. Very nice. You also have a company called Great Trait.
Yeah,
Tell
great
us, tell
trait.
us, yeah, okay. Tell us about the company. I know you offer different leadership, mentorship, what
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
programs?
leadership development, we've really taken, so me and my business partner is one of Canada's most successful coaches.
Okay.
She's a woman, came from synchronized swimming. And
Oh,
so we've been able to take our really huge experience, and she was also the one who helped me win the Olympics. So the company comes from a very
okay.
authentic story.
Very nice.
We're about high performance. For sure, we focus on leadership for people kind of new in their leadership roles, supervisors, managers, directors that
Mhm.
are really looking for a toolbox to figure out how to navigate and elevate other people's performance. That's kind
Okay.
of our specialty.
Okay.
And yeah, we take people through a 12-week training program that's very applicable. You do all the work on the job, even if that's in your dining room in today's world. But it's
Hopefully this will be done soon.
I
Hopefully.
think so. Well, I guess it's a new world reality. I don't think there's no
It'll,
going back, but
actually, you know what? Good point. Good point. I don't know how much we're going to go back to normal and what the new normal might look like. Very, very.
yeah, there'll be lots of old stuff, but
Yeah.
it won't be the intensity. I even thought when we were traveling, like I was traveling back and forth between Calgary and Toronto probably every week.
Yeah.
And that's just not sustainable, not for me, not for the environment, not like the whole world was moving at that pace. And
So
I think it's maybe just a bit too much.
you are thinking that way too, because I've been debating whether would I go back to filming and going downtown and taking, a couple of people's cars to go downtown with all our stuff when you can do a lot in a new world that we discovered in the last year. So I don't know. Good, very, very good observation. Um,
What's happened, Antoine, like, so when CBC accepts Zoom interviews as quality
as
standard for
quality.
broadcasting, then right? So suddenly it's a
Like
new world.
why have we been spending so much budgets and travel and trying to get everybody? I have interviewed the star of Hairspray. I've interviewed guests from the UK. I've interviewed guests from California this year. It's a whole beautiful world online that we can capture, basically.
Totally.
Fair enough. And big news on the work front. Last month, Mark became the vice president of the Canadian Olympic Committee. Congratulations.
Yeah, but it's
Congratulations.
not the work front, it's the volunteer front. I'm the second in command on the board of directors.
It's
So
a
it's
volunteer job.
the volunteer job, but it's
Okay,
okay.
considering that I know volunteering a lot, I was going to ask you what does it entail, but it's going to entail a lot of work without getting paid for it, obviously.
Exactly. But it's super exciting. I mean, I'm very passionate about the Olympic movement.
Okay.
I love the president, Tricia Smith. I love the CEO, David Shoemaker. They both have great visions for the Olympic movement in Canada. And I get to bring my experience and some of my time and put it in to support them. I'm really excited.
Honestly, it warms my heart to know that somebody from our community is doing such awesome and inspiring work, and bringing us into the sports, I guess, world with your experience and your background. Beautiful.
Thanks, Antoine. It's hard to believe for me sometimes, like, talking about belong and being 14 and
Yeah.
having fag in the locker and how difficult that was to imagine that,
Like,
and how much I hid being gay. Like
yeah. Right.
it was such a something that hung over my head every minute of every day
Okay.
was that
Let's hold on to
voice in my
that
head.
because that's a lot of my conversation when we get back and we look.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all right. We're gonna look at your past history, so you're not off the hook. So we'll just take a quick little break and we will be back with Mark, everyone. And we are back with Mark Tewskbury. We started talking about being in sports and being queer and gay and what have you. Let's go back to the start. First, what got you into competitive swimming? How did you start? What I don't know. I don't know your young history, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was just very a bunch of circumstances. So first, when I was little, when I was 5, my dad, who was just a junior accountant at an oil company in Calgary,
Okay.
got transferred to Dallas. So it was a super hot time in Dallas, and I just got in the pool a lot where we lived. There was a
Okay.
pool, and so that started my feeling of swimming a little bit.
Okay.
It was the 1976 Olympics in Montreal, where I was 8 years old and I watched it. And because I knew how to swim, something just spoke to me, and that started it.
That's very
But yeah, it was about 14. It's funny, right around that time of fag in the locker, and when I was starting to
yeah.
say before the break of like, I can't believe if you told that kid you'd be like vice president of the Olympic Committee and out, and the world would be accepting. It's hard to imagine, right?
Stop! You're gonna make me cry. Actually, honestly, you're gonna make me cry. What a journey to feel that way. And you know what? I think what you just said must give a lot of people hope in our community. Don't
I
don't
hope
don't
so.
don't yeah, don't listen to the people that are putting you down, because you could very very well at one point become the president of the Olympic or vice
Or
president.
vice president or whatever. I mean, and like even that wasn't humanly possible. Like you know what I mean? 20 years ago,
Yeah.
30 years ago, like not only could I not say I'm gay out loud in a sporting environment, if I said that, there's no way you're going to promote me to leadership. That's the right. It's just not going to happen. So that's really encouraging. And listen, we all know if we can be ourselves, doesn't everybody benefit really? If I can
It's
just
a
bring all
beautiful.
that I have to the job and I don't have to tiptoe around and,
Absolutely. Just to mention, Mark, a lot of he's got Olympic gold, silver, bronze medals. He was on the cover of Time magazine as well. And I actually remember that cover because I remember feeling the pride that you feel when you see somebody from our own on something that big. It's like, oh my God, yes, we made it to the cover of Time. So you took all your experience coming out. Now tell me about the experience coming out. How did you decide? When did you decide? How? What prompted you? and kind of what happened after, and where you are now with all of that, I guess.
Well, coming out is such an interesting concept. I mean, I'm going to do a queer query on this one, actually, Antoine. Why come out, or what's coming out? Because it's incremental, right? And it's, you don't just come out once. It's you come out to a
Yeah.
friend, and then that happens, and that experience shapes how you come out to the next person. And so for a while, I had good experiences. You know, the people I
Sure.
came out to in my close circle were very supportive, a little bit surprised. Thankfully, not everybody was surprised finally, but
Oh God, we knew you were gay. Come on.
but then when I won the Olympics, you know, well, I came out to Debbie, my coach, my
Okay.
business partner still, and
Okay.
that was such an empowering experience. She just was everything you'd hope somebody would be in an ally.
Oh, happy for
Yeah,
you, man.
it made me feel so empowered. But then her empowerment led me to win the Olympics, and suddenly this safe space we created for the two of us, I was now on the cover of Time, and you know, all these things. And there's a huge gap between the public image that was being put forward and who I felt I was. That
Okay.
was really hard.
Okay.
And so I'm the kind of person, I can't live in that feeling too long. I had to reconcile it. And so I needed to talk to whomever. And so I came out. Now that was when I started to come out. And so I came out to my family.
Okay.
Didn't go very well, my parents. Came out to my agent, even worse.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to move to Australia. I'm going to leave it
Why,
all.
why
Yeah,
Australia?
because it was as
As far
far
away as
away as
possible.
I could get where they still speak English. Because even then, Antoine, two companies brought me back to speak. But I knew if I lived any closer, I wouldn't be able to cut the ties from my former life.
Mhm.
And in Australia, I studied political science and I studied gender and sex and sexuality. And I found a language for how I felt and I found my voice. And then I came back to Canada. And in 1998, I came out. I actually was like, I'm tired of this, people
I
knowing or
get the
not knowing.
whole.
And that's when I actually came out. Seemed like a long time after I retired back then, 6 years, 1998. In hindsight, in 2021, it looks pretty forward acting to have been so vocal in 1998. It didn't feel like that at the
Absolutely.
time. And I didn't feel like I was being a trailblazer or a maverick. I just felt like I was a guy that was being crushed from not being authentic and honest. And I just couldn't take it anymore.
Okay, actually, that's a very. I did not have that question. So you did not come out to prove a point or to make to you just had to do it for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I faced discrimination. I lost a six-figure speaking contract
Okay.
from a gay guy. Ironically, it was a gay person, which can happen. It's like women
Serious.
discriminating against other
Wow.
women
Okay.
because
They didn't
because
want
I
that image.
came out.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was too nervous. He thought I looked too gay because I dyed my hair blonde and I came out to Dancing Queen. I mean, I admit there was a lot of gay happening to his credit. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
you know, when I faced that, I was like, what am I going to do with this? Am I just going to quietly keep my mouth shut, or am I going to finally face it and say, I'm not too gay, I'm not gay enough,
Okay.
actually?
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I'm trying to remember that time when you came out. You were in Toronto at the time, no?
I was in Toronto, yeah.
You were in Toronto because I just remember the talks in the community. I remember being at Fly at the bar and seeing you with friends and my friends around me and the group is going, that's Mark, he's just coming out. This started coming out, that sort of thing. So yeah, there was a lot of buzz in town when you were going through your journey, I guess.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, I still remember. Advice time, two parts. What would you say to someone wanting to get into sports who is LGBTQ2S plus and worried about how they will be treated or their private life becoming public? And what would you say to somebody who is LGBTQ2S plus and is in sports and thinking of coming out?
Okay, so asking two questions at the same time
Yeah,
just
let's go
short
with the first
circuited
one.
me. I
Let's
just
go.
I
Let's go with the first one. What would you
yeah,
say to
yeah.
somebody who wants to get into it?
Yeah, so I think first of all, you know, sport is really making some strides in the right direction. Of course, there's a long way to go, and sport is so diverse. There's so many different associations and uh, contact sport, not contact, individual sport, team sport, so many variations of how we play sport. But as a movement,
Okay.
I know certainly at the Olympic Committee, with a lot of great partners, we're really trying to create campaigns and people understanding how to create safer space
Okay.
for LGBTQ plus people. And that will continue.
Okay.
If you don't feel safe in sport, I mean, you have a right to feel safe. There are gay sport leagues that are really, fun. The gay game
Oh, yeah.
stream is really, valuable and really something worth checking out.
Mhm.
I think if you're in sport and wanting to come out, like, it all starts with an ally. I couldn't have done it without Debbie, and I needed that one person that no matter what happened, I would have somebody to go back to that would support me 100% unconditionally. And I think that's a really important base to start from,
That's
because you never know what can happen. Some federations like rugby will fight for you. Canada Rugby fight to make sure that transgender athletes are included on teams, which is
okay.
amazing.
Okay.
But not every federation would do that. And
Okay.
so I think you have to be prepared for a myriad of reaction, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you're still a bit of a trailblazer. And when you're at the beginning of something like this would be, it's not normal yet. You're setting the norm, which is amazing, because you're normal. Your life is perfect how you are.
Mm.
You just have to help other people catch up.
Cool. I really like your advice about before you start, get a bit of a safe, surrounding around you, so you can
Absolutely.
go on the journey.
Something
Cool.
solid for your foundation.
Very nice. Um, you have received a lot of honors and recognition along the way. I'm just gonna mention it quickly so we can get to segment 3, and maybe your memories of them, or a fond memory of those, or what they meant to you. In 2015, you were one of the 3 pioneers featured in the Canadian Museum for Human Rights exhibit, recognizing 3 trailblazers in sports. Who were the other 3 blazers? Sorry, 2.
There was an amazing black hockey player, amazing woman that was a marathon runner that snuck into Boston Marathon before women were allowed to run.
Oh,
So so it was gender, race, and sexuality represented.
beautiful.
And what I remember that because it was the first time I'd been apart from my gold medal. I gave my Olympic gold medal to the museum for the exhibit, and they had it for about 16 months.
You had to leave it with them to do that.
I hand delivered it. It was
Actually, that's a good question. Where is your gold medal?
It's now it's in my den. It's just like a piece of art. It looks nice. I've got 3 of them, so they're sitting on a kind of a stand you would put art on.
Very nice. Very nice. In 2019, Mark was awarded Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award for his work in gender inclusion and sexual diversity. Tell us about that experience.
Well, I mean, to win a Muhammad Ali Award was incredible. Humanitarian award. He's so
It sounds like a big deal.
To go to Lowville, which I learned is not Louisville, to Lowville, Kentucky, to receive it, see the museum, to find out that my life had some really amazing similarities to Muhammad Ali's. I know, it was deeply touched, and received my humanitarian award with Michael J. Fox.
Oh, wow.
And with the founder of Woodstock. Like, it was incredible. So it was extremely memorable evening.
They are in good company with you.
Oh, thanks, Antoine. It was a beautiful evening, and so I'll always remember that.
Very nice. And most recently, actually, when I read this, my heart dropped just from being so excited for you. Most recently, Mark was appointed companion of the Order of Canada, the nation's highest civilian honor. At any given time, there's a limit of 165 Canadians that carry this title and distinction. And Mark is one of them from our community. Yay! How did that feel?
It was so touching. I mean, I cried like a baby. I have to be honest, because to be a member of the Order of Canada is incredible. And then I didn't realize there were 3 ranks, that it went member, officer, and companion. And when I learned about the companion rank, and that there's, like you said, only 165 maximum people that can have it, and I have it at 53 for the rest of my life, obviously, which I hope is long. And I don't know, there's obviously other LGBTQ plus people in there, but I must be one of the very first to be a companion because I'm LGBTQ plus. They gave it to me sure, for what I did, but for who I am. Like it really was very touching to me.
Oh, oh, nice, very nice. I'm gonna you're gonna keep making me cry throughout the episode. Okay. Uh, and
You're such
well,
a
there's
you're
another
such a
award.
softie.
I'm gonna mention that award because I'm connected to it, and a lot of my viewers know my volunteer job is on the Inspire Awards in Toronto. A few years back, we had you in Toronto on stage at the Inspire Awards.
So beautiful.
All right.
Such a beautiful event.
So Mark received Sports Hero Award from the Inspire Awards. Yeah, what is that your memory of that night? A beautiful event. Thank you.
Yeah, so beautiful. I wish we could do it in person again. We will again one day
Oh, we
soon.
will.
But
This
it was
year
such a
we have
nice merging of community.
actually I just remembered you did provide a video message this year for the
I
virtual.
did, for
You
sure,
did,
for your 10th
yes.
anniversary,
And
of
thank you.
course.
That was beautiful. Did you see the broadcast yet?
Unfortunately, I didn't yet. But oh, so yet, so I can go check it out
It
still.
is. It would be if you go to Inspire Awards page on Facebook, you'd be able to find the broadcast. Yes.
Perfect.
So yes,
Wonderful.
KD Lang was honored for the big award. So we had a while we were crushed that we could not do it in person this year. We really had a wonderful event come together because of the all the awesome people who could.
Well, and I love Carol Pope. She's an old friend, and I
Yeah.
wanted to meet Biff so bad naked, but I watched your interview with her, and she just seems like such a great person. I wanted
Oh,
to meet her even
I was
more.
mind blown. I honestly, the funny thing is when I'm interviewing those who are supposed to be rock and whatever rock and roll, I'm always imagining very tough people who are going to be like swear. She is gentle as a lamb. She is so beautiful. She is
So
so soft.
soft and
Yeah,
lovely and I mean strong, not but
yeah.
just a warm,
But very
beautiful
kind, warm
person.
presence. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was very, very happy to have her on the show. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be back with Mark, everyone.
فينه حبيبي فينه قلبي الله يعينه على الهوى وطول البعد غايب اغلى الحبايب وانا قلبي دايب وحبيبي زايد في العناد فينه حبيبي فينه قلبي الله يعينه على الهوى وطول البعد. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. This is no ordinary love, no ordinary love. When you came my way, you brightened every day with your sweet smile.
Tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Where you born?
So I was born in Calgary, a little brief spell in Dallas, Texas, as I talked about
Yeah.
earlier,
Oh,
from
sorry.
about 5 to 7, and then back to Calgary. My whole swimming career was here. And until I decided to move to Australia, the other side of the world, at 24, Calgary was home. And that's after many years living in Toronto and Montreal and Australia. I'm back in Calgary since 2000, about 8.
You've been there for a while. Cool. All right, I'm gonna rush into this just for timing. We usually end the show with quick questions, so just provide the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh my God.
Your horoscope.
Aquarius.
Do you believe in horoscope?
To a point.
To a point. Cool. Your favorite time of the day.
Becoming morning.
Okay. Your favorite evening drink when you're done and you want to chill.
Scotch.
All right. Your favorite color.
Red.
Season of the year.
Summer.
Reading any good books lately?
Actually, fall. I'm going
Fall?
to change my
I
mind.
like
Fall.
absolutely. Reading any good books lately?
I am.
Which one?
I'm reading right one now, The Shadow King. It was one of the Booker Prize nominees for
Very
2021.
nice. Okay. What quirks do you have?
Oh, I've got lots.
Let's skip that.
I get like nervous feet or, like itchy feet syndrome and I can't sit still.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, And I'm not very good at just sitting and relaxing. I like to relax by doing something like chopping food or getting things ready for
Fair enough.
dinner, things like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I get you though. I get you. I'm like that. What pet peeves?
Yeah, injustice of any kind.
Fair enough.
It just makes me furious.
What job would you be terrible at?
A very detailed, scientific, factual based job.
Okay. What dish do you cook that we do not want to miss?
Oh, I love to cook so much so that I don't even know where
You
to
do?
start
You're a good
there.
cook? Okay,
Oh
well,
yeah, I cook 3 meals a day. I love
okay.
it. So
Well,
yeah, something from I recently did this gorgeous chicken that had corn and egg, and it was like a shepherd's pie,
no,
but
cool.
the corn and the egg made it so light and
Oh,
fluffy at the top.
stop.
Oh,
I'm
and it
not
was
hungry.
harissa chicken in the main part with red onion. It
All
was
right.
beautiful.
I'm gonna call my travel agent and see how long it would take me to get to Calgary. Describe a romantic date.
A romantic date? Oh, I think it's cooking dinner with my partner, sipping rosé while listening to our record collection, and
That
then
is a
eating out on
beautiful
our
way to
balcony
have a romantic
afterwards.
date. And an ideal way to spend a weekend.
A weekend?
Yeah,
Uh, with a cozy rain outside, a stack of great books, and a fireplace.
nice. All right. Any last words to fans and the community?
Well, just great to see you, Antoine, and hi everybody. And we're gonna make it through this. I was doing fine, and now I'm starting to feel like enough is enough. So I think we all are in this together.
We're all anxious. I know.
But yeah, great to see you, Antoine. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. Make sure viewers to like us on Facebook. Join us on the couch. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. And we'll be back with season 8. Stay safe and take good care of yourself because thank you.
I'm out here, bye, Antoine.
Bye.